without any further ado, Coach Troxler joins us from the great state of Ohio, Massillon High School. Coach, we're glad to have you on. Great time this year at the clinics. So we are excited to get you onto the e-clinics as well. Coach, go ahead and take it away.
All right. How's everybody? I hope everybody's doing well. We're getting kicked off with summer here now, and I really appreciate everybody joining in. Again, if you got questions, just shoot them up there. I'll do my best to answer them as I can with all this technology. This ought to be fun tonight with me. But no, I'm the co-offense coordinator, quarterback coach at Massillon, Washington High School in Massillon, Ohio. Very proud of our rich tradition at Massillon, and I'm going to jump right into this. I'm not going to get into my background. I'll talk a little about my background and all, and my philosophies and things like that, but I really want to get to it because I got a lot of content that I think you guys will enjoy. Let me see. All right. So I've been at Massillon. This is my 18th year coaching high school football. This is my third year at Massillon, it's a great place to coach ball. This is my third year. I spent 10 years in the state of Georgia. I was a head coach, offensive coordinator there for 10 years. Before that, I was in North Carolina. Worked on the defense side of the ball at a great place, Anson County High School. So, I've done a little bit of everything from coaching secondary on defense. That's kind of where I started. And then I got thrown in the fire at a young age and became offensive coordinator. And it really helped me. And I've always coached quarterbacks. I've been coaching quarterbacks for 15 years now. So it's something I'm passionate about. All right, our Massillon Tiger offense. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. I know you guys want to see the drills and the things that we do, RPO, but I think this has a lot to do with that. What our offense in Massillon looks like is it's a multiple pro style spread offense. I really didn't know what else to call it. I mean, we kind of jump in a bunch of personnel groupings. We have some spread stuff. We get in some 12 personnel. We use a tight end, fullback, and some old school I type stuff. It's just everything's from the gun, and we're up tempo. What we've done at Massillon is we've taken parts of various systems and we've made it ours. And I'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. Just a little bit of our success. Been 2018, 2017, we're region champions. This past year, we lost the state championship at Hoban, so we're state runners-up. We averaged 44.7 points a game, 416 yards. Had over, and what I think is a big stat is that one down at the bottom is we had over 3,000 yards rushing and passing this past year. It was a great season. We set a bunch of records this year at Massillon, and all you got to do is Google Massillon Tiger football, and you'll see how big time the tradition is and how big time this was for us as an offense. We set multiple school records this year. This year, we've got a 3-year starter coming back at quarterback, and I'm really excited about that. Out of my 18 years, never had a 3-year starter, so we're really looking forward to that. He's going to have some records he's going to break this year. So that's that. Offensive staff, just want to touch on this real quickly because I think it's important. We've got a really close staff here at Massillon. Our culture at Massillon is everybody's encouraged to question the status quo. No egos in our room, man. We've created an environment where, we coach details and we hold each other accountable. We question everything everybody's doing. And nobody gets offended. The biggest thing too on our offense staff, no wasted time. We don't waste time on Sundays, on Saturdays, during the week. Everything's fast tempo, and we try to work as efficient as possible using Google Docs, Google Slides, Google everything, so we can collaborate. And, we don't sit up in the office for 8 hours and waste time. It's just those days are gone, man. And I believe that you can be a great father, great husband, and still be a great football coach. and not, everybody talks about grinding, and we grind. We put a lot of work in, but we're smart about it. We're efficient with our time. My offensive philosophy, I've always been, and I've done through the years, I've done this. I've tried a lot of different things. And these are really what my philosophies are on offense. Have a system and create what works for you. When I say have a system, not necessarily talking about Tony Franklin's system or air raid or any of that. That stuff is great. And if it fits you and you really like it, that's great. Do that. But we run some things from the Tony Franklin system. We run some things from air raid. But we've kind of created our own little system that works for us. I believe in keeping it simple for players, reps over tons of scheme, work what your kids are good at, flawless execution, and make team defend the entire field. That's just kind of my philosophy on things. That's one of my favorite quotes right there by Bruce Lee. It's just, really makes you think, when you're looking at your menu, and we put our menu on the board in the offensive room, and, we really don't run that many plays. It's really condensed, but we're really good at what we run. And that's what we try to do on offense, work more towards execution. All right, I'm trying to throw, won't talk much about this, but we really bought into the E plus R equals O mentality in the quarterback room. If you're not familiar with that, there's some stuff out there that you need to follow that we've kind of embraced. This is kind of our mentality in the quarterback room. And we've really bought into this to kind of reinforce that next play mentality with our quarterbacks. All right, so let's get into what the whole thing is. I'm sorry I bored you through that whole spiel, but I think it's important. You'll see when we come back on everything we do. All right, so Massillon RPOs. All right, when everybody talks about RPOs, you're thinking reading on the fly and this and that, pulling and throwing. It's a lot of fun stuff. We started doing RPOs at Lakeside in 2012 when I was a head coach there. We started throwing the slant off power. And then we said, oh, that's pretty cool. And we started throwing the slant and go off of it and throwing the hitch, kind of as a bailout. So we were kind of doing RPOs back then when it just started getting popular. And now that it's gotten popular, people are doing all kinds of cool things with RPOs. For me and for our offense at Massillon and our offensive staff, we really believe that we're a bit more better at pre-snap RPOs than we are at post-snap RPOs. And I'll show you what I'm talking about here in a minute. But majority of our RPOs are pre-snap. It gives our offense the ability to be a full field offense, which that's one of our goals. Remember I mentioned that. And the goal is to ensure that we have a great run look in the box. And don't get me wrong, I love throwing the ball around, being a quarterback guy. I love throwing the ball. I love what it does for us. But the bottom line is we want to run the football. And to do that nowadays, I don't want to sit there and try to call the perfect play on third and medium, and try to guess right. And then, if I guess wrong, oh, well, we're going to punt it. I don't want that mentality. If we're in a third and medium situation, I want to be able to give our quarterback an opportunity. If it's not a great run look, we can throw the football, or vice versa. If it's not a great pass look, we can run the football. So that's part of the whole pre-snap RPO deal for us. Like any other skill set or any other skill, like tackling or ball security, anything you can think of, in football, the same thing goes with RPOs. You got to drill it. You got to have great drill work. You got to develop a skill set to be able to throw RPOs accurately. Okay. I've watched so many teams ride and pull and throw it in the dirt because the quarterback's mechanics aren't in line and he's not in a good position to throw the football when he disengaged from the mesh. and it really doesn't make your RPO as effective. I want those balls to be as accurate as possible. So we find time to drill it mentally and physically. All right. And when I say that is, if we install a pre-snap RPO, I try to install it first on the board, big on teaching our quarterbacks defenses and understanding coverages, understanding the guy they're responsible for. Who's that extra guy in the box that we want to throw off of? All right. And we do that mentally. And then we go out and do it physically. We also do a lot of things with huddle notes. I'll get into that. Still in time during practice. And then I'm going to show you this on this presentation. Pre-practice is a great time to drill this RPO drill work. All right. When the punt team's working or it's specialist, or they're working kickoff team, whatever, the offensive line's down there in their corner getting after it, going through walkthroughs of their scripts. All right, why don't you pull the quarterbacks aside and you can work your drill work then? Combining drills, that's something I'm going to show you too that I'm big on. Giving the quarterback different looks on practice scripts and cards. Don't give him the same look all week. And what I mean by that is, we all work hard on Sundays. We draw our cards and our scripts, and we're ready to go for practice on Monday. Well, don't just draw cards on Sunday and be done with it. I draw cards every day. Our offensive line coach, he does the inside. Our receiver coach does the team pass period. And then, I script the team, the team script and our team focus script, I like to draw cards every day. It's a lot more work, all right, but I want to give that quarterback multiple looks on the RPO stuff so he makes a mistake in practice. I'd rather him get it wrong on Monday or Tuesday than get it wrong on Friday. If you give him the same look all week long, it makes it easy for him. And then Friday night, he doesn't get that look. He's not going to be as successful. And then what I do is, and we do this in all our position groups on offense, is we use huddle notes. We film our practices, we intercut it, and the kids, at some point during the night, we like to say have it done by 6 a.m. the next day or before first period next day, have their corrections on huddle, on the practice film. And so what I like to do is if the quarterback makes a great read on the RPO, I like to reinforce that. Or if he makes a mistake, I like to correct it. And then I like to go back and see the next day at practice, give him that same look maybe if he didn't get it right, and see if that helps him. So really how you organize practice and your practice scripts and using the huddle, it all comes together and making sure you're giving the quarterback multiple looks. All right, and just like anything, there's a progression to how we drill our skill set, okay, for RPOs. I start off with off-season teaching, installs. We do installs on huddle. If we didn't do it the previous year, if I can find some college film or, whatever, I put it on there. We put teach tape on there, whiteboard, get them up on the whiteboard, make them draw things, talk through it, that kind of thing. And then when we're into our preseason and season our quarterback drill work, all right, we work drops and footwork for RPO. Then we work drops, footwork, throw to like some type of static net, person, whatever, all right? And then we'll drops, footwork, throw, and then you see how we progress down. Then we run into our run tracks, throw to a static net or someone standing there, run tracks, throw with receivers, working on the scheme. So I'll show you that, and where I have like the run tracks here, these drills, that's what I'm talking about when I say combined drills. Anytime I can steal time in practice and combine drills, we like to do so. If the receivers are going to work on, block and tag screens, and we're going to work inside zone, why not combine that drill? All right. And I'm going to show you that on film. All right, so this is our base RPO schemes, okay, what we do. We have our tag screen, our quick game schemes, tag screen paired with quick game, red zone verticals, which I really like. This is something that we stumbled onto this year, and I think you guys will really like this. It's some really cool stuff. And then our one post snap deal we do is the pop pass. Okay, so we run our little pop pass, and that's a post snap RPO. I'm gonna go through and show you each of these schemes, and then I'm gonna go through and show you the film of our practice, how we practice skill set, and then we'll watch some game film after that. And I'm watching this clock, and I'm gonna move fast through this stuff, and I'm gonna try to be as detailed as possible. But I also don't want to take up a lot of time because I want you guys to see everything, and then you can send me questions. I'll have my contact info up, and you can call me. I can send you stuff, whatever, after that. And if you got a question, just shoot anytime. All right, so this is our tag screen. All right, and it's nothing earth shattering. It's nothing wow. It's just we've got some people call them nail screens, some people call them key screens, whatever. We call them tag screens. All right, and we got power on right here. We can run zone with it. We can run counter. Really, any type of our run scheme that we run, we can tag our tag screen over here. Okay, quarterback is basically day one install. Me teaching, he's reading the SAM. Okay, if the SAM's out the box, it's 2 over 2. We're going to run the football. If we got 6 in the box, we're going to run the football. If he is hipped in the box, he's not over here, we're going to throw it out there. Okay. Now, we will throw it if it's 2 over 2. All right. Now, some teams, let's say they bump this cat in the box. All right. And they bring the free safety over and they roll to 1 high and he's playing at depth. Okay. I usually tell them if they're at 6 yards or more, we'll still throw it out there, all right, and make them run, make a play. If there's 7 people in the box, all right, and they're playing man coverage and they're playing off and we throw this tag screen out here and we get 6 yards, that's a great play. Coaching point real quick, we tell our Y, you're flat and fast, all right, flat, fast. He's blocking the corner. All right, it could be the Sam. All right, we don't say most dangerous man, even though it is kind of most dangerous man. We really harp on getting flat fast. All right, and we want him flat fast. Eyeballing that corner. If the corner bails, we're probably going to peek back inside for a Sam or safety and pick him off, and then we got one-on-one with the corner. Okay. But that's kind of that out there. I want to focus more on the quarterback in this session. I've done a whole clinic on tag screens, but I'm just throwing out generally how we read it, okay? If he's in the box, throw it out there. If he blitzes off the edge, let's say he walks up, and we got a clip of this, and he comes off the edge, our quarterback can throw right now out there to that, and we'll communicate that. Pre-snap, he's just looking out there and he's just telling the running back, hey, I'm throwing it. We don't tap our hip. We don't have any hand signals. He just says, hey, I'm throwing it, and he throws it out there. Have never had an issue with miscommunication on that. All right, and then our other thing is we've got our quick game schemes. Remember I should have drawn this versus man and put him in the box and safety over. Kind of drew this up wrong, but we can run it versus zone. But we run our quick game pre-snap off of our run scheme. If he's in the box, they're playing man, they're playing tight man. They're not loose man. All right, we'll run a wide fade, which we've been really successful at that, catching that ball, and we'll run a slant. We've done both. We've caught the slant, we've caught that, and we'll also pre-snap. He'll look over here. If he's running a slant on this, if we tag slant to our run play, backside's got a slant. If for whatever reason they're outside leverage and this cat is 1 high, we'll take this first. All right. don't like that, then we go over here, we look at this, we like it, we'll throw it. If we got a 6-man box, we're going to run the football, or a 5-man box, or whatever we've worked on that week. So this is the quick game scheme of our RPO. All right, and then this is something I really like. It's our tag screen paired with some type of quick game on the back end. All right, and you can kind of get creative with this however you want to do it. You know, we're flat fast here running our tag screen, reading the Sam. Is he in the box? Are they playing man? Is he off? You know, whatever we're doing over here. And then backside, you can run a hitch, you can run a vertical, you can run a slant. All right, something you can also do, which is really good, is a free access out. Okay, and we just use a one-word call. You know, we'll call power, and then we'll use a tag. All right, and that'll tell these guys we got tag screen over here, and we've got a free access out over here. Okay, quarterback reads this first, and he kind of goes through a checklist. He takes a peek at this first. Corner's off, inside leverage or whatever. He's off. He's giving it to you. Take it. We got a really good player at X, and sometimes, you know, it's like stealing. We just take it and we throw this. Because how many times as an offensive coordinator have you wanted to throw a quick game on first down, but you're just trying to guess right? Are they going to play off? You know, we get a lot of teams that mix coverages with us, and this is how we came up at. You know, we've thrown our quick game out the window. We don't run quick game anymore. We run RPOs, and you know, if they're playing off, we'll throw it out here. Great play. You know, if he's tight and they're clouding over the top over here, we take a peek over here. Do we like the tag screen? If we like the tag screen, we'll throw this out there. All right. If they're defending this and we like our run look, we'll run the football. And look what we've created. You know, our goal is to make this safety and corner play the X, all right, and we want them to play with 3 over 2. And what are we now? We're a full field offense, which is what our goal was when we sat down and made our, you know, come up with our system. And this is something that we're really excited about. We've been very successful with it over the past 2 years. All right, red zone verticals. Real quick on this. I love it. All right, we came up with it. Anytime you want to throw a vertical route in the red zone, you can do this in the field too. You know, on a second and short or third and short, whatever. We had 2 dudes at X and Z this year. 2 big time players, tall, long kids. And, you know, if we were to just want to call vertical in the red zone, and we were playing a team that was too high, you know, if they saw a high hat, you know, they're flying over the top, beating up here, flying over the top. Well, if we blocked run, you know, these cats were downhill and we get what we want, all right, right here with the vertical routes. So we're sucking everybody in, you know, on the run, and we're just catching and throwing the vertical, ensuring our one-on-ones. Now, this is a pre-snap RPO, all right? If some teams want to play the weak safety over the top here and beat up here, and the free safety over here, over the top and beat up here, if they want to do that, great. You know, we're getting a great run look because we've added 2 fullbacks, and we love our run count here, all right? They want to load the box up, and we want to ensure that we get one-on-ones on the outside. Quarterback looks. Typically, I tell him, hey, look at the free safety. If the free safety's cheated over here, we're going over here. If he's cheated over here, we're going over here. And by blocking run, it draws everyone in, and we catch and throw the vertical route. Really good stuff. I got some good film on that. And this is our post-snap RPO. All right, and really, it's a pre-snap RPO and a post-snap RPO. All right, so we got a few things that can happen here. We've got our tag screen right here because, you know, like anything, you know, we've trial and error. All right, if we've played some teams that want to put this Sam over number 3 and beat him up and ride him in there so the Mike can, you know, be committed to the run, all right, in this spread set, you know, well, if they do that, he's not there, we can throw a tag screen. all right? And we got numbers out here on the tag screen. So what we've done is we've kind of turned this into a pre-snap RPO first. Look at this Sam. If he's out here, defending the tag screen, great. And teams they'll run over here, and now we've got what we want on the pop pass. And you can see right here, this is just a G play. We're blocking back on the nose. We're basing the 3, basing the 5, basing the 5. Don't let them cross your face, not inside, pulling for the wheel, and we're reading him. We're riding, all right, pulling and throwing a little pop pass. Now we run a little 3-step looky route. It's not a slant. I didn't want him running a stick, and we talked about it as a staff, and we're just saying 1, 2, 3, peek, choke it down, peek, and grass. All right, once he catches this, he's going to noose it upfield, and let's go. So that's kind of our post-snap deal. All right, so we're looking at this first. If we don't like that, then we're going to go ahead and commit to the post-snap, reading this cat right here. Okay, so, that kind of went in over a lot, but that's all our RPOs. All right, I'm going to speed up the pace so we can get here. All right, so first thing we work in our drill work, all right, is drops and footwork, all right? And what I do with this is I just take the quarterback. Oh, let me turn this audio off. I take our quarterback, still in time during practice. Maybe they're in special teams right now or whatever. All right, we just spin the ball, catch, and step like we're throwing the tag screen. All right, and what I tell him is step, replace, throw. Step, replace, throw. If you notice, he's turning 2 there, turn toe, weight back, not overstriding, just going through our drops. And we'll do this, 1 minute during pre-practice. If you've noticed, they're spinning the ball, that weight's back, getting in a good throwing position, getting their hands loaded, all that good stuff that we teach, not overstriding. But if you've noticed, they're spinning the ball. I'm not big on guys throwing RPO pre-snap with no laces. I'm not big with kids throwing quick game with no laces. Some kids can do it. They got big hands. They can do it. All right. But I like for them to find the laces and throw the football. I want it out there fast. And this is what I tell our guys. I want it out there fast, but never jeopardize the accuracy of the ball getting it out there fast, because what good is it to throw it out there really fast and you throw it in the dirt, So I tell them, let's make sure we do a great job of being accurate on our RPO throws. Now he's not working tag screens anymore. Now he's working that slant tag. And what we'll do is we'll go through all of our schemes. See that? He's just taking a drop, working our drops, going through them. Again, you got to drill this every day. And you'll see how good our guy is on game film. Now he's just drilling the pop pass. And it takes you no time to do. During pre-practice, instead of just hanging out and doing nothing during special teams or whatever, or sitting there, doing the cookie cutter quarterback drills, warming up, do something that's meaningful that pertains to your offense. Just working our, getting the hit to the target, all that kind of stuff on our pre-snap RPO. On our post-snap RPO, sorry. All right, then we work our drops, footwork, and throw. Again, during pre-practice. This is during pre-practice. And if you notice, I got all the quarterbacks here, and they're just step, replace, throw. If you look over here, I'll try to pause it. It's probably real. If you notice over here, this is pre-practice. We got guys with helmets off. Our receiver coaches over there talking to them. It's a low-stress deal right now because, practice hadn't started yet. All right, and they're just catching balls for the quarterbacks. What would these guys be doing any other time? It's pump, pass, kick tournament. We try to structure that and try to make sure that we're getting something meaningful done. And they're just sitting there catching balls. And we're stepping, throwing to a static target. And they'll go through just all those drills we just did. Here's another example of a pre-practice thing. Maybe this day we had pop pass on the script a lot. So in pre-practice, I got a receiver over here who's not on punt, all right, and he's snapping to him, and we're just riding and throwing to the screen here, to the net. Notice how he's riding and flipping his hips, getting his hips to the target, delivering the football, all right? And I'm going to show you in the game film, when we throw this drill, when we throw this pass in the game for a touchdown, the quarterback looks exactly the same as he does right now because we drill it every single day. You know, and I try to be smart as far as drilling it every day. You know, if it's not on the script, then we're not going to drill it that day, you know. But most times everything we do is on the script, and that's what we're throwing. And we just work both sides, riding and throwing it out there. And we'll work a drill too where we'll get the running back involved. There we go. And you know, just because of time's sake, I'm going to get through this. Like I said, guys, I'll send this to you. I'll send this presentation to you, and you can really watch film. Again, just throwing to a static, you know, static net or person standing over there. Got a lot of clips and just breezing right through them. All right, so combining drills, okay. Look here, you know, we've got run tracks going on. We're working power or right here, and then we're working, I think we're working our slant tag here. Like this. And this is what I'm talking about with combining drills. You know, our quarterbacks are getting reps. Our running backs are getting reps. You know, we do this on air. You know, on this particular day, we did it with a scout team out there. We really like doing a scout team when we're blocking to be physical on that and really working that. But, you know, this is a good way. I just wanted to put this on here to show you how we kind of combine drills, okay? If you notice, you know, if you know, these quarterbacks, if we were just doing run tracks by ourselves, you know, we're wasting the kid's time because, you know, we're wasting reps for this guy. He could be getting reps throwing the RPO while we're running our run tracks here. So I'm really big on combining drills. This is like, if let's say next week our camp day that we have, all right, let's say that the receivers need some indie time and you're doing your run tracks. Well, you could set a net out here, all right, or you can set a player out here or something, all right, and you can still run your run tracks and still throw your RPOs. And that's a good little example to work your skill set and to get reps at doing that. Because you know what else would these kids be doing if you're just doing run tracks? And we get everybody involved. Just some examples how you can combine drills, be efficient with your time, you know, and making sure you get maximum reps. Same thing there, just working the scheme. You know, we're working our slant tag here during run tracks, getting through that. All right, I'm gonna skip ahead, and you know, and then also we're working this. Then we'll just riverside it. Okay, so we don't have to move everything. We just flip around, riverside it, and now we're coming into the end zone, almost like a little red zone period. Combined with our run track period. So we, you know, what used to take, and I've done it in the past. What used to take 10 whole minutes of practice, where we go run tracks, routes on air. We just combine that. All right, let's watch some tape. I'm doing pretty good on time. Got about 10 minutes left, so I'm gonna hurry up through this. All right, right here, he's just step, replace, throwing the tag screen out there. Does a good job, you know, and we're getting flat fast, and he's peeling back on the sand. You know, I don't want to spend a ton of time on the receiver stuff just because it's, you know, it's more quarterback driven clinic. But watch our quarterback pre-snap, step, replace, throw it out there, get it out there fast. You know, he's made that throw 100 times. Same thing here. He's looking at this Sam. You know, the Sam's he's kind of hipped. All right. So he can go either way here. I think he decides to hand it here, which I'm fine with. You know, but sometimes we'll throw it out there and just let him run. So he's telling him right there, I'm throwing it. Or, hey, I'm running it. You know, they communicate that. We never had any issues. All right, here we go. Here's a little pop pass rep. And this is what I was talking about earlier. We scored on this. You know, he kind of knew he was going to throw this because of huddle sideline. But I want you to watch his hips. You know, he's made this throw 100 times. Getting his hips to the target. You know, it looks just like that drill we work every day. He delivers a nice, accurate ball in there. Same thing here with the pop pass. You know, getting his hips inside there. Getting his hips to the target. You know, he throws a lot of accurate balls with our RPOs just because of the everyday reps we get. Watch him here. Watch his front hip, weight back, drive, doesn't overstride, delivers a perfect strike. But we do this every day. You got to develop that skill set. Work it as much as you can. Same thing on the pop pass. And we'll run it out of doubles too. I know I drew it up out of trips. You know, I can do a whole clinic on our little pop pass scheme. But I want to open this up for questions a little bit. Okay. Now he's reading this guy, and that's what the RPOs do for you. It's a big point in that ball game there. Here we go, another step, you know, turning two, you know, getting the ball. We tell the quarterback upfield shoulder. He doesn't quite get it there, but he delivers a good ball there. There's one clip I wanted to get to it, show you. Same here, he step, turning two, getting the ball out, you know, delivering a perfect strike. Okay, right here, you know, this is where it comes into play with how many times we've installed and repped and all that kind of stuff. You know, he sees his Sam sneaking in, coming off that edge, but because we've worked it so much and we've drilled it in practice, and we drilled this in practice, the fullback made a call that alerted the T and the quarterback, hey, this Sam's coming off the edge, and we knew to throw right now. And you'll see the result. This is in a region championship game. He steps back, gets it out, and we score on it. This little slant tag takes a little too long. Coaching point on this, you know, quarterback's taking too long, but you don't want too much foot fire when there's an RPO on it. It just takes too long. We try to tell him to speed that up a little more. But you can see our quarterback getting his hips to the target. He's ready to throw. We get it in there. I want to get to these red zone verticals, and then we'll get some questions in. Okay, here's red zone verticals. We're just catching and throwing. Pre-snap, we're drawing everyone in, and we just tag it when we want that. It was really successful for us. I could do a whole clinic on red zone vertical RPOs. Big thing, I learned a lesson on this about protecting our quarterback, but we got hit pretty good on this, putting both fullbacks on this side. Yeah, I see a question about our depth of our running back. Our running back is always 7 yards. Okay, and the reason being is I've always especially on our inside zone stuff. I think the depth really helps everything up front sort out before he gets to his landmark. All right, right here, same thing, red zone verticals. Quarterback is looking at this safety. He's cheated to this hash, so we're going to throw it over here. But, the biggest thing I want you to get out of this session is drilling your quarterback, on not only the scheme, of the play, but also really working it every day and making sure he can make those throws accurate and really developing that skill set. Just don't go out there and just say, hey, if he's out there, if you like it, throw it, and get it out there fast and never rep it. It's a process in the way that you rep it. So, Coach, there's my contact information. I had to go through that really fast because there's so many slides and so much detail to what we do on that, and 50 minutes goes really fast. So if you got questions, go ahead now. It'll be a good time to shoot them. I'm seeing some here. All right, someone's asking, about have I found gap or zone schemes are more successful? All right, to me, I like both. We run inside zone. And we run power and counter. Those are our two big-time base runs. And honestly, I think they work as successful as you put the time in with them. Sometimes I think the gap stuff works a little better because you get that influence of a pulling guard. And teams that really, they yell pull, 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 and that backer's gone. Sometimes I think that I like running gap a little better with it because you're getting the down blocks and you're getting a guard pulling. But we've been successful with both. Let me see if I'm doing this right. All right, so I had two questions.
Yeah, we got one more in the chat too, Coach. I can throw.
Oh, I forgot about chat. My bad.
Yeah, similar question coming in from Coach Nelson. Coach Harris asked, what percentage of your offense during a typical game is RPO?
Probably I would say 85% now. It started off being about 70%, all right, but now it's 85, I would say. And this year, I'm about to the point where I'm just going to exclusively tag a pre-snap RPO with every run because it's really, honestly, it's a built-in kill for us. And I really like that. I really like having that ability to be able to do that. Let's see here. RPO does cover one, man free, make it more difficult. All right. Remember my slant tag that we have where we run the slant with the wide fade? That we came up with that kind of our answer for man free because that's everyone's answer to RPO stuff. Let's play zone and bring heat and load the box. Let's play man, load the box, and bring heat. Well, we started throwing that wide fade and being really successful with the slot fade, wide fade, whatever you want to call it. And that's kind of been our answer versus cover one. Now, and then we got some other stuff we do. If they start playing some tight man, we start getting into our double post stuff and some stuff like that in our pass game. Then it's time to start taking shots when we start getting that. Let's see. I think I got another question. Let's see. Okay, now I got those. And like I said, guys, if I didn't cover something and you got questions, shoot me an email or call me or whatever. I'll share everything I got with you guys. All right. So have you guys ever played around with poster, RPOs, power, run, play, side, post? Yes, we're reading like a third level deal. We've done that. We played around with it in the red zone some. Really like that stuff. I think that's what I'm talking about. My boy Josh up there in Toledo on the wide fade. What is your wise aiming point? Good question. All right. All right. So someone's asking, the wide fade, what's the aiming point? And is he running as if he's blocking on the now screen? Yeah. And that's why we like that wide fade. Okay. Because that's what it looks like. It kind of looks like to a DB, like it's our now screen, our tag screen. All right. And what we tell him his aiming point is he's getting wide, and we want him working, to the bottom of the numbers. All right, because I want him to have all that ability. I don't want to go top of the numbers. We want to get away from that safety, and if the safety runs over the top, of course we're going to throw the slant there. But again, we like throwing that more versus man, and we've got a tall Y. So we really like our one-on-one matchup, and we like for him to get to the bottom of the numbers and kind of hold the bottom of the numbers. All right, good question. Josh asked, if there any hesitation on the Y fade. Is he selling block or then releasing? We run something where we fake like we're going to block the tag and then we release. So no, on the Y fade, we want him getting gone because the hesitation is coming with the slant. All right, we're going to get foot fire with a Z, and so he can go underneath the Y fade. So we want that Y fade to really get wide and get out there and get gone. So the slant can come underneath. But we do run a little smoke where we fake like we're blocking, and he runs, vertical. We actually hit a big one for a touchdown against Winton Woods this past year when people were really, humming to that tag screen. But we like for him to go first and the slant to come underneath that. I think that answers your question. All right. So okay. How much RPO you guys run? Do you do less 7-on-7? No. We do a ton of 7-on-7. We used to do a ton when I was down in Georgia. We didn't have we got all kinds of restrictions in Ohio with camp days. But like next week, we're going to Akron. We're going to Ohio State. We're going to Pitt. We're doing all these things because, with all the RPO stuff we do, we start to get man and things like that. So, we like to throw our shots and throw the football around. Like I'm going to talk the next session. I'm going to talk about our drive series. So there's a lot of other concepts we do in the pass game. So I still think 7-on-7 is very valuable. Wish we could do more up here. All right, let's see this question up here. All right, I'm going to hang my hat on RPO this year. Can you give me some warnings of how it can be underproductive? Okay, you got to trust it and call it. When we talk about it being underproductive, don't be nervous to call it. All right, when I first started doing it, that was my biggest thing that it wasn't productive. I didn't call it enough because I was worried about it. What if the ball gets tipped, or what if he makes a bad decision? Well, what you do is you prepare and practice with your scripts and your huddle notes and this and that, and you feel great going into a game because, no matter what the defense does, your quarterback's going to make the decision where the ball goes. And if you've prepared him correctly, then, it's going to be very productive. So I think the biggest battle against being underproductive would be not calling it enough. Call it. Let it go. If that's what you're going to hang your hat on, trust it. Trust your process. Trust the work you put in, and call it. I got another question. Is that run track period with the receivers, do you just consider that RPO period? Do you have full team RPO period? How much time do you spend on? All right. So, no, I don't consider that an RPO period. I just consider that, run tracks, and then we call it like paired with tags or slant or whatever we're doing that day, and we work it. I guess we could call it RPO period. I might call it RPO period now. No, we don't. We just make sure that in our team scripts, we tag everything. We make sure we tag everything during team period. We don't have an RPO period because as much as we do it, it's just built into our team script. We run a lot of plays on Monday in team. We'll run about 12 to 15 plays in team on Monday. We'll condense to about 12 on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, we go 10 plays in team, 10 plays red zone, 10 plays third down in openers, and that's it. So we just, as much as we do it, we just add it into our scripts and make sure we tag everything in our scripts. I think that answers it. I can send you a copy of practice schedule. Anything else? If we
there's one more question there from Coach Barrett. So I
didn't see that. Oh, okay, I see that now. Do you use all your RPOs each week in game plan? No, don't. I try not to take too much into the game plan. Whatever is best for that opponent. Now, what you need to do a good job of is trying to guess and trying to make an educated guess on what their adjustment's going to be, and go ahead and have whatever counter RPO, whether it be a quick game or whatever, ready to go if they do, try to defend you the way that you think they're going to do it. What you think their adjustment's going to be. But what we've done is we've done a great job of trying to find out, many ways to execute against multiple looks, multiple coverages. That way we rep all of our adjustments and we can adjust on the fly. I think today with huddle sideline, you got to be able to adjust very quickly. All right, and then what does a practice look like for you guys offensively? How many indie periods, et cetera? It's really quick. We taper off the indie periods once we get into the season. Cody, send me an email, write my email address down, and I can get in more detail with that question. Send me an email, and I'll send you a schedule and talk you through it. Is that okay? It's running out of time, and I want to make sure I covered that question for you. Mm-hmm. And then let's see, specific RPO that you always carry. We carry our tag screens in the game every week. How does man coverage? It doesn't change too much. We run our quick game, wide fades versus man coverage. And yeah, we do see off man and we see bump and run. If we see off man, we'll still throw our tag screen out there. Off man don't stress me out as much. When they're in our face, beating us up and that kind of thing, now we're getting to our wide fade and things like that. But also, we got some things in our drop back game that I'll go to when we get tight man. But versus off man, we'll throw that tag screen out there all day and try to make those two. It's 2-on-2 out there, and we try to make them make plays in space. So I think we're good.
Yeah, I'll get last question here. What is a good everyday drill for your running backs using inside zone and power?
What is a good everyday drill running backs inside zone? All right, what we do is we'll get pop-ups during our run tracks, and we'll set one like for me, inside zone is we say butt crack in the center, and he's running right downhill, and we'll move that dummy, we'll tilt it one way or the other, and he has to jump cut and get an A gap, either way. We do that every day. I would say everyday running back drills, for me, for zone and power, I would say never do run tracks on air. I hate when people do run tracks on air. Pop-ups, dummies, whatever you can, make them step over bags or something, have pads, give them, landmarks to aim for. For me, I would say everyday drills for that kind of stuff, for me, would be, never do run tracks on air. It tears my nerves up when I see people doing run tracks on air, because it's teaching bad habits.
Excellent.
Does that answer it?
I think so. All right, Coach, you need a drink or a break or anything like that?
No, I'm ready to roll.